Like Akai had said earlier, I also thinking so much what to talk. Like, what has happened to people like us, like, all the time talking, like, when we have to speak on a subject, like, one doesn't know. Like, I always think that, Tara is one encyclopedia of, uh, senses on politics, specifically on women. Thankful to you because we are not there to look in and play with the computer in order to get all these statistics, very useful statistics. I think all the time you should share with us when we are really talking about reservation. Like, many people know me in Bangalore, that one of the issues that I promoted, and I want to see that women are in large number. Women are in large number in political parties. I'll come to you when I say why, like, you are not including all the LGBTQ and all that. I will come back to that. I think reservation is necessary for people, not as giving some benefits to them, economic benefits, employment benefits. What we want is, we want, political power, to make decision for the lives that we lead, from the social location that we come from. Today, like, that the women are today talking about, especially the Dalit women. I come also from the Dalit movement. I am one of the, pro activists in the Dalit categories, and, you know so I also talk for the Dalit women. Dalit women today are saying that your problem and our problems are quite different. We talk differently. In 1995, when I established the Dalit movement, Dalit women's movement in India, yeah, against the mainstream, who calls mainstream, who call, second stream, third stream. Anyway, like, in the mainstream, feminism, he said, wait, to hold on, there is no one feminism. Feminism of different people, indigenous people, feminism, Muslims, feminism, Dalit women talk differently, Dalit, feminism, because we face patriarchy. All of us face patriarchy as a definite issue, but additionally, we also face other, realities in our lives. Like today, we have been so much talking. I think political participation for me as a crucial, aspect of democracy. Democracy means that I would decide what I want. What do I need? What are my aspirations? What do I get out of it? Akai, my friend, has very clearly said, I am not there to, to go into election. Okay. A peon in my office, yeah, who works, he tells me, Rutaka, whatever you say, like, you come and talk, you give such, beautiful lecture and all that, you are really, controlling men. But if you come as an MLA into this office, MP as an office, even as an MLC as an office, even, person from city corporation, they have more power when they sit on the dais. Like, all these are your positions, are really to motivate people, but the power comes from once you have, portfolios in your hands. Okay. So I think that we women, whatever the category, we will talk about the category, but I think that people who suffer multi discrimination in their life, some calls it now intersectional, intersectional realities, they must articulate their issues separately. Like, a time has come, I have to talk about myself. Why my husband has to talk about myself? Why my child has to talk about myself? Why somebody else, has to talk? So this patriarchal control everywhere is there. So we have to really, fight within politics, misogyny, as well as the power that they can do everything. Yeah, like, whatever power you have, like, that is not there. And we feel, the patriarchal control is so much. In a sense, I would say that people, women, or people from the marginalized communities must play a very important role. Yeah, because one third reservation is given for women, in the, in what you call, in the 73rd and the 74th Amendment, that is not enough. I feel that definitely reservation should be given. I belong to a party where I did not go and join in the party, right? Okay, there's a difference between you and me. I did not go for a party. I've been challenging the parties that they always say there are no women, except, some Gandhi, some, some Gandhis, some, maybe one Jayalalitha. I mean, they think that they are the powerful women. So you have no women to, to talk. So my thing was that the movements, feminist movements say that, women have to be, take, political decision making. They have to articulate their problem. When it comes to really crux of politics, they will start thinking, why did Akai, join in Congress? Why did, Ruth Manorama join in that, party? They are not winning the seats. You see, in my case, the party has invited me. The party chief at the B form and with the money, standing there and inviting me. Nobody was there to make a decision along with me, whether I had to get into the party or not. That to South constituency of Bangalore. Okay. Big, mighty people are standing with money. So I said that I've been sandwiched between pro-capitalism and pro-anti-democracy, I said. The Deccan, I think the Times written. And I also said, I cannot give you biryani or money. I can only give my services to you. Come back. So I'm saying that I said that women also in the movements should think that they get into politics. Once you are in, critical mass, that's what you are saying. One woman cannot change. One woman, Akai cannot change. Akai should bring in more transgender women into the party. You should lobby for that. So I am also in a very difficult position. Making the women, 1/3 reservation is a very accepted norm. Very recently to Modi, Mr. Devagowda has written a letter. Women's rights as human rights. Therefore, 1/3 reservation must be accorded. It was in 2018. He made, this thing saying that 1/3 reservation must be given to women. So now we come, to talk about the, so it is very important to make participation visible in the existing dispensation, which can be done by, gendering governance and development. In this connection, reservation for the marginalized group, people with different difficulties, must be there as a strategy. So there was a need to move beyond reservation toward transformative politics. We are not there just to go and sit down. We are there to make transformation. You may not win in election, but you see to that, when women go in large number, I tell the women in JDS, come in large number, participate in large number. Automatically, the men leaders will say, come and sit on the dais. You make decision, you put in that committee. I think it's very necessary that our critical entering into political, parties are necessary. So I was also thinking that, I'm a great supporter of, being a Dalit. After we spoke about Dalit reservation, Dalit participation in the feminist movement, yeah, like the blacks in the racist movement, the Dalit movement in the Brahminical mainstream feminist movement, we have to fight a lot. Ruth, we are all one. Like, we are all one. We can eat on the same plate. I think that is only a theory, ma. We cannot, eat in the same plate and all that. Like, you can sit and eat in the meeting. That is okay. But, when you go over back home, you give me a separate plate. You will not give me the same plate that you eat. You come and see my workers at home, eat before me, hot food. I come and eat 4 o'clock, there is food, chill. So, I mean, whether the practice of equality, because I have experienced, very nicely they'll be with you. I think there are many women who belongs to the movement, that I'm also part of the women's movement, but I have to talk now on, much more of the marginalized communities. I'm bringing this. So I think equality, non-hierarchical, ecological, more, kind of secular, democratic, those people who have lost it, who did not experience it, they will bring on to the table much more. Why we are bringing these issues? Because we suffer. Nobody can, talk about so eloquent like Akai about the transgender community. Like, I can talk about, Dalits, so strongly. Anyway, now uh, gender equality. No, I think your friend, what's her name, who spoke, Pinky, yeah, what's her name? And she said that
Ruth ma'am,
the
please.
document of the Constitution. How many minutes I have?
One more
The
minute.
Constitution
One more minute.
itself, feminist document. I wanted to tell all of you. I think Dr. Ambedkar is the one who really talked about equality for all sexes, give opportunities for women at all levels. I think he's a great feminist. We have lost him. We have lost him, but today our India realizes without the constitution, nothing will move, including the people who are opposing and bringing a lot of trouble to others are, celebrating even today. Oh, they are going into all Ambedkar, thing and then, celebrating. So I think gender equality is our right. Gender equality is our right. It's like the, regaining the lost power. So I think all the gender must to get equal positions. So I just wrote something within half an hour. I think I must read this. Tara, please allow me. I will give you a chocolate to speak, 2-4 minutes because you are asking
You
for
read,
chocolates.
ma'am. I'll
It's
take the chocolate
critical
and
to
then wind up.
examine. 2-3 minutes. It's critical to examine how gender, which is a spectrum that includes not only female and male, but all the others who want to be part of, differently, talking about their gender. Male want to talk about female gender, female wanted to talk about gender. Sometimes they are also not sure. They are saying that maybe after, our surgery, we may, give our identity. So these interacts with other social identities and power structures, such as caste. The caste, the intersectionality, all of you must read it, must understand that how women of the, the caste, the lower caste women, the untouchables are treated very, very differently, because the purity of blood and, purity of blood is so necessary. Purity and pollution theory, like the racist theory. So as soon as you go, the Dalit women in the villages and all being kind of, sexually violated, get violated. But, when they want to marry, they want a pure, women coming from their community. So the purity of women must be protected. Anyway, I would, go into it. The interacts with other social identity and power structures such as caste, patriarchy, religion, race, ethnicity, class, etc., to shape experiences and outcomes. Some derive privilege, some derive privilege of being, being maybe an heterogeneous, and maybe a power being an upper caste, dominant caste. But here some derive privilege and power. In my case, caste gives privilege and power to you. Some divide privilege and power from it, while others face multiple forms of marginalization, resulting in stark socio-economic and political inequalities. I think the intersectional theory argues that violence does not occur in isolation, and there are several intersecting factors such as identities and institution that contributes to gender-based violence. Violence is largely invisible when it's transgender or pure person in question. Since the discourse on gender has been primarily women-centric these days, sexual minorities, particularly from lower caste and class, are disproportionately discriminated and victimized. Very nicely she said. Akai said, I am coming from a working class. So whether you are, you are a sexual minority, you come from a, lower caste and lower class, are disproportionately discriminated and victimized. Even government policies and programs meant to achieve gender equality cater to the monolithic women. Yeah, monolithic women only. These all, women's programs goes, because they don't really wear a gender lens which is caste oriented, transgender oriented. So even government policies and programs mean to achieve gender equality cater to the monolithic women, overlooking range of sexual minorities who identify themselves as female. For sexual minorities, the pendulum swings from extreme. What are their problem? Their problem not only like, whole question of sexuality. I understood sexual minorities question. Pendulum swings from extreme exclusion. When they go and ask for a house, still, rented house cannot be given to them because, they are, somebody who came from somewhere, somewhere, from some, cosmos. So the exclusion, violence, poverty, ghettoization, these are all important issues of transgender. I wanted to bring it to the table. For sexual minorities, the pendulum swings from extreme exclusion, violence, poverty, ghettoization to a determined struggle to live a life with dignity and rights. What do transgender want? What do we want to politicize? We want to politicize a life with dignity and rights. I think you're all agreeing with that. I can't hear any claps.
The applause
all
is
hearing?
coming. We have questions also.
Looks like I'm talking to this computer. I can only see Akai and, this is, these are the days we can't even see faces. You can talk from America, you talk from here, you talk from, everywhere, but I think the touch of people is really losing. We are all now untouchable. The experience of the Dalits has become the life of everybody, during the
Very
COVID
nice.
pandemic, like we are not allowed to talk to each other, hover and talk, stand far away. So all these are the norms of purity and pollution that get very much,
Thank you. Thank you,
intensified
Ruta.
during COVID. Anyway, that's a different question, but we can talk about it. Wait a minute.
There are questions.
So I think, I'm just closing. While the transgender community faces challenge in access to basic service, talking from toilet and others. Let's not forget, let us not talk only very theoretical issues, on transgender. Let us bring about our reality, our experience onto the table. Then most of the transgenders will be supported. We lack challenges to basic service. The response of the union as well as the state government remains highly restricted to its approach. While few states have instituted the welfare boards for the transgender persons to facilitate their access to various services and promote their inclusion in different spheres, the budget for the functioning of these boards remain very low. These raises concerns with regard to the efficacy of the functioning of these boards and how well they have been able to carry out their stated objectives. In addition, the range of schemes and programs being implemented by the union government and the states remain very limited in their scope, focusing on areas such as pensions or educational development. The whole gamut of issues that the community faces are hardly addressed in the schemes, programs by the government. So a multi-pronged approach to ensure the socio-economic upliftment of the transgender community is critical. Mass awareness, campaigns, gender sensitization, generating avenues for dignified employment, and affirmative action are non-negotiable. Further ensuring need-based planning across sectors, taking into account the voices of the community through processes of participatory planning and budgeting at all levels is critical. Adoption of needs-based planning, particularly while formulating policies and schemes, would address structured gaps and pave the path to achieving substantive equality. And redistributive justice for the trans community. So we need to achieve substantive equality and redistributive justice for the trans community by, joining in, politics. We are not talking about, politics outside alone, politics in the movements, politics in our lives, politics in private homes. I think then we can, really enjoy the equality, fraternity that has been offered in our constitution. I thank, the Center for Law and Policy Research, is organizing such event. I first said I'm not working with trans, but in my community there are a lot of trans people. Akai is there to talk about. No, you must come. And I said, yes, I must support this movement. I may not join in everyday functions of you, struggles of you, but I've been there. Akai knows, like when people were, just pulled into police station. I pulled all the trans people outside the police station. And hey, who is the one who gave you such authority? Today, police, the judiciary, the public wanted to repress us. The society represses us. The patriarchal community represses. The caste community represses us. I think we must rise above, and
Thank you, Dr.
continue to strike. And some of the leaders who are here in this meeting must also promote more younger people into the movement to fight for reservation wherever your rights are, denied to you. I think we must join. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for giving me
Thank you so
one
much.
more minute time, Karam. Thanks.